So I made a video the other day. It was primarily for Father's Day, but the video was about learning from our mistakes. And that video was a little bit more about learning from my father's financial mistakes. This video is gonna be about me apologizing to you and me learning from my own mistakes and a little bit of personal responsibility. So that's what we're gonna talk about today, right? I wanna talk about three things. When you do something wrong and you goof up and you make a mistake, happens all the time. Happens way more often than you know about it, and people don't, they beat themselves up too much about it. Mistakes are fantastic. Mistakes are fantastic when you learn from them. Mistakes are terrible when you continue to repeat the same mistake. So do not do that. This is my attempt to course correct, self-correct, and go from there. So number one, acknowledge the mistake. Number two, take personal responsibility. Number three, correct it. So I'm not gonna acknowledge the specific mistake, but I'm gonna be general. There was a video that I made recently in the last few weeks. I've made a lot. And in this one particular video, I said I made an uneducated comment and I made a rude comment. Two uneducated and rude comments about money. And I lost 2 subscribers from that video. And you know, at the grand scheme of things, 2 subscribers for where I want to take the channel is probably a drop in the bucket, but at the end of the day, that's still 2 people that I was not able to impact with that video in a positive way. And you know, not every video is going to be perfect, and not every video of mine is going to be a banger, but I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, if I was the one on the other end watching that video, I would unsubscribe as well. So I have to take personal responsibility for what I said, and I need to let whoever y'all know, or whoever you are that's never gonna see this video, I understand that you unsubscribed. I completely understand, and quite frankly, you know, I would have done it too. You know, this channel is fun for me. This channel is challenging, but it's also fun. Part of the reason why I enjoy it is because I was kind of raised under the umbrella of Dave Ramsey, and one of the Dave Ramsey kind of principles is don't take financial advice from your broke brother-in-law. And although we're not related and I'm not your brother-in-law, it's very challenging for me in certain videos to demonstrate how far my wife and I have come from where we were to where we are now. It's very challenging to do that in a less than 5-minute video to where somebody will believe you, have a little bit of credibility, and actually take your advice for what it's worth. And that's challenging for me. And so sometimes when I talk about our personal journey, I could absolutely understand how some of y'all could take that as me bragging, and maybe to a certain degree it is a little bit, but y'all, I'm not driving a Lamborghini. I'm in a Ford F-150 right now. So can we tone it down a little bit here? It's a paid off Ford F-150, but it's just an F-150 here, okay? It's not like I'm driving Lambos. But at the end of the day, what I think a lot of folks need to understand is that getting financial success, it's not easy. And when you find somebody that's made more money than you, instead of being very, very upset about it, like I have been in the past, and I've navigated and learned in my own life, you need to find a way to look in the mirror and acknowledge your own mistakes, but also acknowledge when you really should take advice and learn from someone else. And I'm not saying I have the best advice for everybody, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of folks that do want to be where my wife and I are at financially. But if you're not willing to do the work in order to get there, then I don't know what to tell you, right? Anyway, so at the end of the day, I do apologize for speaking rudely. I have been talking openly about money for over 15, 16, 17, 18 years. For a very long time, I've been talking about money. So for me, talking about how much money somebody makes is not a big deal. But I could understand to the person who watches this video that doesn't talk about money, how they could just be flabbergasted by that. So sorry to go on this super long rant. At the end of the day, I want you to know that my goal with this channel is to help you go from here to here. And I don't know if you're paying off debt to do that. I don't know if you're investing to do that. I don't know if you're going to school to reinvest in your career. I don't know what you're doing. But I'm gonna try to help along the way. Not every video is gonna be a banger, and I'm not gonna please everybody, and I might just ruffle your feathers. And if that's true, then I'm sorry, but ask yourself, what do you need to acknowledge when you look in your mirror, right? I appreciate your time. I will see you tomorrow.